good morning everybody. Today is February 28th, 2016. I've been up early this morning, so I just figured I might as well just pump this video out, get this out of my way for the day. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, that's my Twitter handle there, at BarryMohan81. Let's get into the notes from last week's swing trade ideas. So last week was 221 swing trade ideas. First on the list was SRPT. I liked this bullish engulfing here for a move to the upside, and then I was looking for a pullback to 1325 area after. So what happened was bullish engulfing popped up here, got rejected by the double top over here, pulled back down to 1325 area. So that's your zone area here now, where I would like to take some long if it did hold. And so that chart worked out pretty nice. Not a huge move, but it did move. Loco, I was looking at an inverted head and shoulder on a bigger time frame here, so obviously I was looking for a long shot. Obviously these charts, this chart moved up nice. It was a little, a little whipsawy sometimes here, but it did move up, and you did get your price on it. Now you're looking at some of the candles here that are a little toppy. You can see that the price is going up, but the volume's coming down. So watch for this one to pull back over here now. But that chart's done with for now, unless you're short. RWLK was the next one on the list. I had a $12 price target on this one for the long side, right off of the pullback here on the 8, and you got $12.23 of it on the long side. Next one on the list was SWKS. I was watching this candle pattern here for a pullback to 62, so it actually came back down into 61s. 61.20s. I guess you got low 61s here, but even if you took the 62 off my notes, you only held it for a few hours until it popped back up to almost 65 the next couple days after. So 3 points is not too bad if you're holding for a few hours in the red. CTRP, I liked this bullish harami right here, and I like the fact that it was over the moving average, just kind of flattened out over here for now. The pullback zone on entry was 40. You got to $39.70. So if you held it at 40, the next day opened, you still opened red, and during the day you closed green here, and then you popped up here. 44 was my price target on that one. Came up to about 42.5 there. Mine and body, MB. I saw a big trend line break on this one over here. It got rejected over there. Huge bearish harami right at the trend line break, but my notes did say look for 1180 for a long. So if you took the 1180 on the long side, you're still holding it obviously, and use the 13 EMA as your stop. Next one on the list was Baba. What was I looking at on this one? I was looking for a 65 pullback. So if you waited for the 65 pullback on this one, you got filled down at 65, and the chart actually pulled down to $64.68. So you held it red for a few minutes there until it popped up, and now you're in the green. Chart actually pushed up to about 69 or so. So that's a 4-point move if you took it right on the next day at the open. VT, I was looking at this one on a major downtrend test, and obviously the test failed. So you got your pullback here. So if you did play it on the downtrend test on the short side, because that's most likely what you would do, if the chart's telling you that I can't break my trend, then the most likely scenario is you keep shorting it until it does break the trend, right? Because the trend is your friend. So until it breaks the downtrend here, what you do is you want to short every pop, and you want to short into the areas until it decides that it wants to break the trend. When it comes over a full candle, a full day's candle, then you want to decide to take it long. So out of the 10 from last week, pretty much 10 for 10, so can't complain about that. Let's get into this week's list. I'm looking at natural gas. So obviously Ugaz is on my list. I like this hammer putting up right at the bottom over here on Ugaz. So if you get this hammer to hold, here's how you're going to play this, because obviously you don't want to hold it in case it pulls deeper into it. But I do like the 80s over here, the 80 cents range for a long up to about 120 or 130 or so. So what you're going to do is if this candle opens above this candle here closed from Friday. If it opens above, you take some long on any pullback and you risk down to the bottom over here. So your risk is minimal for maybe a 40 cents. No, not 40 cents. If you get the 80s, I guess, yeah, 40 cents to the upside, risking 10 cents. That's your 3 to 1 right there. Not too bad. OMI is next one on my list. OMI. Charts obviously pushed up a little bit, double topped over here, got rejected right here for now. So what I'm looking for is a quick pullback down here to about the 37s. Now if you can get this area here to pull back down to the 37s over here, 38s, 37s, somewhere around here. Let's call it 38. Yeah, let's call it 38 for the pullback. I'll put that on my notes. Let's call it 38 for pullback, and then take some long for some new highs up into the 40s over there. Bcei is the next one on the list. I like this one down here. What's happening is you're wedging this chart tighter and tighter here. So obviously it's gonna go into either which direction. I'm pointing more for an upside. I got stochastics curled up. I got some volume coming in there and off this day over here. So, and I got a pin over here and a pullback, and now it's basing over here right at the double bottom area. So what I would like to do is I would like to get it down right here into this low, you know, 160 area over here, and then you could risk the bottom of that. So if the chart's bottom falls out, then you get stopped out. But the risk reward on this one could be nice because the upside could be up to about $3 on Bcei. WMB is the next one on the list. There's a big bearish engulfing over here. The chart did bounce, reclaim this area. So what you're going to be looking for is you're going to be looking for an inverted head and shoulder pattern to come back into formation. Because obviously if it bounced here and pulled back through it, the chart's going to try to reclaim it into this 14 area zone over here. So if you get that 14 area zone over here to hold, then you can possibly risk down a point or so and see if you can get it to curl up. And then what you're going to be looking for after it curls up, you're going to be looking for a nice break, a nice breakout zone, and a nice breakout zone here, and then push it back up into this 18, 19 area or so on WMB. Feye, I think this chart's really a little pushing over here right now, so I'd give it one more chance to push up to 17 or so, and then watch for that short area and bring it back down into the 14s. Twtr, TWTR. I like this flag up here. Obviously inverted hammer, just kind of came right back up off of that. You have a few topping candles over here, but not huge sell-off. So let it come back into this zone. I love the fact that the chart pulled back to the 13 EMA and held. Now you got a bullish harami going on over here. So once it holds over the 13, use that as your area for stops, and obviously under it, not exactly at it, and see if you can get this one to push back up into the 19 area, low 20s if you can get it up there. Clvs is the next one on the list. Huge bullish engulfing down at the bottom there, so I have to obviously bring that up into conversation. The chart's beaten down. There's some volume coming in here on this bullish engulfing. So this candle engulfs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. So that's pretty strong here for an upside move. So let it pull back down into this 18, let's say 18 and a half, high 18s maybe. So if you get a 1 point pullback on this one, you could probably take it up here to in the 22s or so. Next one on the list is EVH. Okay, huge candle right there, big volume, beaten down chart. I like this one for another inverted head and shoulder. So if you get this one down here to like low 9s or so, I definitely think you can pick some up. I mean, the risk is not huge. Then you risk down at this shoulder if it breaks out. If it breaks down to the bottom, that's your risk area over here. So if you get it into this zone over here, which is right about low 9s, then you can risk down here. And obviously you start something because you're fishing over here, obviously. But I would say it's a good fishing area. Icpt. We nailed this one. Well, I actually sent out a chart on Twitter 2 days ago before this big pop over here. Now that you got the pop, you got the consolidation, you got the huge bearish engulfing here, and then the chart pulled back. It's actually just kind of curling here right now. So I do like the fact if you get it to close over that 114, 115 area. So I do like this one for a push up to 130. So if you get this area to maintain stability over here, I like this one to flag and push up here up to about 130. And obviously if you get up to this range and it breaks that area over there, keep some keep some of your position for a possible bigger move up to 140. And the last one on the list is Cuda. This one obviously 1, 2, 3. See that test right there? So let's see it pop up to here, right up to this area, double top a little bit, and pull back down into this mid 11s or so, and see if it holds. If it holds that area when it pulls back over here, then you could possibly take some long, play this trend line over here. So you should really be in sort of a, I'm not sure, I didn't even check it, but it should be in a parallel channel play right now. So what you want to do is sell the top of the channel, buy the bottom of the channel, and try to play that. So but if it holds into the mid section of the channel, which it should be about here in the 11s, then you can look for it to curl back up. Obviously your risk is at the bottom of the channel. So that's the list for the week. As far as the market goes, I'm looking for SPY to pull back a little bit here. I have stochastics already pointed down. I have a volume sell-off at the top over here. So let's say if SPY comes back into this 191.60s area, 191.50s area, then we could look for it to curl back up and push up. What's been happening is I've been noticing that some of the dips have been being bought up. So I do like it for a push higher, but obviously chart's got to come back down a little bit, then push up. Not saying it's going to go to all-time high, but you definitely get it up to 200. So that's the ideas for this week. Hopefully they can help you along, and hopefully some of them can pay off for you and for me. That's it. Thank you guys.